Hey everybody, this is Chemo to day 16 update. So I'm doing a little better. Energy's improving, kind of getting back to normal again. So that's my next chemo is on Friday, and that's today's Sunday. So I'll have about a normal week, except for the fact that I have a colonoscopy on a Wednesday, which kind of ruins my week, my good week. But overall, I'm not doing too bad. I'm a little mentally fatigued, but that's probably just part of the chemo brain thing kind of go on. But I can tell things are healing. I have a little on my hand holding the phone. There's a fingernail that's got an infection around the edge, and so I drained it the other day, and it's swelling back up again. So this is just signs that my body's healing itself. But that's good. That's good. That means my white blood cells, are doing their things. Um, the tummy's doing better. Not having too much nausea or anything like that. But the tremor, I do have a tremor. Well, you can kind of probably see a little bit in the phone, but mostly in my hands. You can't really tell, but it's when I'm trying to do fine detail things. I can tell there's a little bit of shaking. But I've had it before. I had it with the high dose prednisone for my mixed connective tissue disease. So it might be from the dexamethasone that I have as part of my pre and post treatment. I'm on that for 5 days, right around the chemo time. So that could be contributing to that. Uh, the fever is finally gone. So I had a fever for, I think it was 5 days. At the highest was 102.2, but there was no real cause. It was, there was no sign of obvious infection anywhere. I just was hot and tired, and my heart rate was high. So, but it wasn't really high. It was just over 100 resting, which is high for me. But it wasn't like 200 or something. It was just 100 and 110. It was not terrible. So I didn't go to the ER, but I did call my doctor. And she said, "Well, as long as you don't feel really sick, like chills and feet, all kinds of weird stuff going on, then let's just kind of hold out and wait and see." And so eventually the fever did go away. It did take a little longer, about twice as long as last time. So it'll be interesting to see if I get another fever right around the 7 day mark after my next chemo. But I don't know. I'll have to see if there's a way to kind of head that off. I don't know what's really gone on. No one can really explain it other than it's not a chemo fever because that usually happens around day 3 or 4. And mine happens around day 6 or 7, which is twice as long almost as what chemo fevers come out to be. So the only other thing we can think of is maybe it's in the intestines, and that's why we're having the colonoscopy to see if there's something going on down there that's predisposing me to these fevers. Um, Also, I was just going to say something and I forgot what it was. I love it when that happens. But yeah. So the my oncologist ordered a CT of my chest to see if, because of the shortness of breath and the high heart rate and fever, she did CT, and there was no pulmonary embolism. But the good news is my pleural effusion on the left side is decreasing. So yay, something positive. So that's good. I've been chemo now for 5 weeks. So 5 weeks out, that's good. At least my pleural effusion is getting better. They still saw studying um, inside the pleural sac. So, but it's going to take if those little nodules around the lungs are cancer related, then it's going to take time for those to go away, for the chemo to do its job. Because I had quite a few tumors, so but they were mostly lymph nodes and then bone related, but nothing was in the lungs or in the liver or any other organ. It was just around stuff. But anyway, so doing all right. Just a little tired. Almost, I wouldn't say depressed, but just kind of, not my usual chipper self, but it just could be maybe I woke up funny. That happens. Sometimes you just need to take a nap and reboot your brain. I think that's kind of what I feel like I need to do. And I haven't been using any caffeine. I think the caffeine might have been aggravating my intestines, but it's hard to say for sure. But I haven't been drinking coffee, for about a week now, and my intestines have settled down quite a bit. I haven't had any, I had one bout of cramping in my colon, but it was just right before going potty, so it wasn't that bad. But thank God it's feeling more normal. So I'm having a less intestinally stressful cycle than I did the first cycle. So hopefully next cycle will be better, or at least not any worse than this cycle. All right. Anyway, so if I learn anything new or think anything that might be useful to you, I will share it. But anyway, just a quick update. Take care of yourself.